And that's when I saw it. The one thing he was keeping hidden from everyone. The secret that would flip our entire power dynamic on its head. It all started so simply. I was fresh out of business school, landing my dream job at a high-flying marketing firm. My boss, Richard, was a legend, the kind of guy who had his name on the building. But behind closed doors, Richard wasn't the visionary everyone thought he was. He was a bully, a tyrant. He'd tear apart my ideas in meetings, not with constructive feedback, but with a sneer. He'd call me the intern, even after a year of working 12-hour days. My ideas, my projects, they were all his to claim. I'd work on a campaign for weeks, and he'd present it to the client as his own genius. The worst part? Everyone knew, but no one said a thing. They were too scared. He held our careers in his hands, and we all knew he wasn't afraid to squeeze. One day, I spent 2 months developing a pitch for our biggest client yet. It was solid, flawless. But the night before the presentation, Richard called me into his office. He had my proposal in his hands, laughing as he tore through the pages. "This is garbage," he said, a cruel smile on his face. "You're a disgrace to your university." He ripped my hard work to shreds right in front of me and threw the scraps in the trash. I just stood there, completely numb, my stomach in knots. The next day, he presented his own version, a sloppy mess with my best ideas poorly rewritten. The client hated it, and we lost the account. Richard blamed me. He told the CEO I had sabotaged the deal out of incompetence, and I was put on probation. That was my breaking point. I was at my desk, packing up my things, ready to give up. I felt defeated, worthless. That's when I saw it. A small, unmarked box shoved behind a filing cabinet in Richard's office. It was a simple beige container. It looked like nothing, but my gut told me it was something he wanted to keep hidden. I knew I was risking my job, but at that point, what did I have to lose? I waited until everyone went home, my hands shaking as I reached for it. Inside, there were no documents, no secret files, just a single flash drive. I plugged it into my computer, my heart hammering against my ribs. And there it was. Not just one file, but a folder full of them. Richard wasn't a marketing genius. He was a fraud. For years, he had been buying marketing campaigns from a small, struggling firm in another country for pennies on the dollar. He'd then slap our logo on them and present them as his own original work, charging our clients millions. He wasn't just stealing my work. He was stealing from every client we had, including the multi-billion-dollar company that we had just lost. I knew this was my chance. I couldn't just take the drive to the CEO. Richard would spin it, twist the story, and I'd be fired and blacklisted. I needed to hit him where it hurt the most. Not his career, but his reputation. His entire life was built on a lie. I spent the next 2 weeks meticulously documenting everything, cross-referencing files, and building an airtight case. I found the names of the small firm he was using and the names of the employees who were selling him the work. I had everything I needed to expose him. I waited until the annual company awards dinner. It was the biggest night of the year, the night Richard would get his Innovator of the Year award. He was on a high, shaking hands, laughing with clients, completely unaware that his life was about to be turned upside down. As he walked up to the stage to accept his award, I walked over to the giant screen behind the podium. I had a projector and a laptop set up, and I knew what I had to do. As he began his acceptance speech, I took a deep breath, and with one click of a button, the screen went from a presentation slide to a video of me presenting all the evidence. The entire ballroom went silent. The video played on a loop, showing the screenshots of the file names, the email conversations, and the invoices. I didn't say a word. I just stood there, watching the color drain from Richard's face. He tried to speak, but no sound came out. He looked at me, then at the CEO, who had an expression of pure rage. It was over. The company launched an immediate investigation, and within a week, Richard was fired, his reputation in tatters. The clients he had defrauded sued him for millions, and his name was forever stained. I had lost my job, but I gained something so much more important. I got my dignity back. I found out later that the small firm he was scamming was given a massive contract by my former expression of pure rage. It was over. The company launched an immediate investigation, and within a week, Richard was fired, his reputation in tatters. The clients he had defrauded sued him for millions, and his name was forever stained. I had lost my job, but I gained something so much more important. I got my dignity back. I found out later that the small firm he was scamming was given a massive contract by my former